Everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today I'm going to start out with my bag of words and see what words come out of my bag and see where it takes us. Let's see, faith. Faith. All right, so faith makes me think of something that really helps lighten our load when we have it. You know, when we have this faith, right, when we have this trust and this knowing, we feel this lightness and we're able to move forward, right, with a better feeling within ourselves, right? So that even if things are thrown our way, so like let's say, for example, somebody who we care about, isn't living life the way we want them to live life, right? But that can lead us to feel really worried and lead us to want to micromanage or to tell them how they should be living and what they should be doing and so forth, right? But that will then create some tension. When we process our fears within ourselves, right, and bring faith into the mix, then we are able to trust, right, that there is something that this person needs to learn and go through, and that's okay, right? We don't have to control all elements or all parts of how anybody shows up. Now, again, if there's something very dangerous, right, then that's different. But I'm referring to you don't like their choices, but they're not really really harmful, right? We may not like them, and so we may worry that they may be harmful because what would people say, let's say. But it's not really life and death harmful, right? It's just that fear about what would people say, and then of wanting them to show up a certain way, or the fear of them not succeeding because they have this preference. People can have lots of preferences and still succeed, right? So it is more of how we prefer things to be and how we want to see other people show up to life because of our preferences. And then, right, getting caught up in that space and creating conflicts within the relationship, when in reality we can also, right, take a step back and walk in some faith. In other words, that yeah, they're going through this and they will learn from it, they will grow from it, and if it's not our cup of tea but it's theirs, then it is their journey, right? As part of their journey, it's something that they're going through, or it is part of something, it's part of them, and then it's just a matter of acceptance of what is, because not everybody is here to replicate us and show up the way we want them to, or the way we think they should show up, or the way we think they should be acting and living and so forth. And so we kind of want to, show some more faith, in the process of life, and honoring their, journey as much as honoring our own journey. But that's really where the key is. When we honor our own journey, then we can make space for others, right? And allow them to show up in a way that feels right to them and feels in alignment, to them. And yes, sometimes they're going to have to learn some hard lessons along the journey, but that's the process of life as well. None of us come out of here unscathed. In other words, we're all here going to learn, well, at least, have the opportunity to learn. Life is constantly giving us opportunities to learn, and we have to make room for that. And if we don't, then we're going to really stress ourselves out. So a little faith, goes a long way. In other words, trusting the process of life, trusting everyone's sacred contract. In other words, whatever their journey is, trusting that, we can support them in some ways, but in other ways we have to let go and trust, have faith that things will come together in some way for them, and that they will learn the lessons with the least minimal, harm to them, right? So let's see. The next word out of my bag of words is going to be, 2 words. Interesting. Distrust and quality. All right, so we're going to start with distrust, because that really ties into faith. A lot of times, right, we are living in that distrust. We are really not trusting the process of life. We're scared because, we want the best for the people that we love, and we lose focus along the way. So distrust is something that is motivating our actions in a way that is not as helpful as it appears to be. It actually hurts us more because it creates more conflicts for us when we distrust. And whether it is micromanaging somebody or even distrusting the process of life for personal things to us, meaning within our own work or within our own more intimate relationships or whatever, right? That distrust is going to really put us in a space of fear and panic sometimes, and get us spinning and losing focus. So distrust is something we want to really be careful with, and we definitely want to sprinkle some faith into that space so that it doesn't trap us or create more issues for us. And last but not least is quality, right? We don't need to necessarily spend the entire day, oh boy, I'm struggling with my words today. We don't need to spend the entire day meditating, let's say, right? Or grounding ourselves or living, to remembering to pray and, to walking in faith, like in a really hyper-focused way. But we want to put the quality in, right? We want to really anchor ourselves. So yes, we're going to get caught up throughout the day. And so we don't need to necessarily, right, ignore the fact that there are other aspects to our lives. But when we do take the time to ground ourselves in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the evening, at least 3 times a day, it goes a long way. But start where you feel ready. If in the morning is, where you can start comfortably, then you start there. Give it some good time, that feels, when I say good time, you decide on the time, but it really has to be a time that feels really like you really feel like, okay, I really feel supported. I feel really grounded now, and I can use this throughout the day. Whenever I get off track, I can use this moment, right? This piece that I've created for myself. So the quality, right, of that time that we put in matters more so than the quantity, sometimes. Now, ideally, yes, it'd be great if we can do it, 6, 7, 8, 12, 15, 20 times, a day. But until we learn, right, to really anchor ourselves many times throughout the day, doing it with a lot of feelings and a lot of, a lot of focus when we do it, right? Then a real surrendering. When I say focus, like we're really surrendering to that, time and giving it good quality, then we create this really nice, peaceful feeling within ourselves, and that can support us. And once we get into the habit of doing that, we can increase it, right, to 2 times a day, 3 times a day, and so forth. And we start sprinkling it many times throughout the day to continuously keep ourselves as focused as we can, so that we don't allow any emotion to just, sweep us away, including distrust, because that is one that can pop up so many times, throughout the day, especially when we're not feeling safe, comfortable, appreciated, supported, or secure in some way. That one's really going to rear its head a lot, right? So we want to really put in that time to ground ourselves and walk in that faith throughout the day as much as we can, so that we don't get swept away with distrust or any other negative emotion that takes us further and further away from how we really truly want to feel. Okay, so I hope that helps you, and if this video did help you, please hit the like button and subscribe so that you help with the algorithm of this video. And if you have any comments or any thoughts, please feel free to share them in the comments section. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.